don't think a lot of people realize that you suffer in isolation. And it's one of those things where it's like everyone's laughing in the room when you're suffering inside. If you don't talk about it, you let it bottle up. You go home, you go sleep, you wake up, it's still there. If you don't address it. I was struggling the last few years on feeling absolutely worthless. And the disability, I let it take over. It was dictating what I was doing. And I think one day I just said, enough is enough, man. I was born in Vietnam, and we came over during the fall of Saigon in 1975. They played White Christmas on the radio, and that was the sign to evacuate. If you're not down with communism, you're gonna get killed. A lot of people died at sea. We got lucky, man. My dad used to do some self-defense at the U.S. Embassy, and we got inside the gates. What they did previously is they took out all the arthritis in the bone and they replaced the ankle with titanium. So now the titanium's failed. This time they're gonna drill a rod through my heel. It'll just be locked in an L position, so I won't be able to bend it anymore. I listened to this one Buddhist monk on social media. He was saying a lot of people pray for rain, but then you can't want rain and not deal with the mud. You gotta deal with it all. Life is not always gonna give you what you want. Sometimes you're stuck in the mud. You can't get out of it. You got to get through it. It's that patience. So it's just more of accepting everything, not just the good that comes. I'm still actively doing this. You have to be around good people. You have to exercise. Stay mentally strong. I've been going through this for like 4 years. So now the next 6 months to 12 months, this whole like recovery process has been planned out. Not so much the physical part, but the people that I have around me. There's no more suffering in silence. I'm 53 and it's okay. I'm not trying to run faster than him or her because I'm in a different space. But I do remind myself that I don't need to be the guy I used to be. I just need to be the best version I am today. And that's what I get to keep reminding myself.
Greater Good Radio, Connect, Learn, Heal, and Grow is brought to you by Brain Gain Hawaii, a boutique executive recruiting, career development, and coaching firm. Learn more at braingainhi.com. Welcome to Greater Good Radio. We're here today with Mano Nguyen, serial entrepreneur and community leader. You're spending time with your mom, right? You brought her actually with you. So maybe like what is something that would give me context into who you are today? Like something from your upbringing, your history, your past that would make me understand, oh, this gives me a lot more understanding of Mano.
I think that's a super good first question because in the very brief time I met you, you honor your family the way you talk about them, you know? So mom's visiting because, as I mentioned to you, getting major ankle surgery on the 22nd of September, it was pushed back. So she originally came out here to take care of me for post-surgery. So she's just hanging out and she's leaving tomorrow. So I was like, hey, you want to come?
Oh, so you're going to do the surgery, but she's not going to be here then?
She's going to come back.
Oh, come back.
Yeah. So
where does she live normally?
Texas,
it's hot over there. Yeah.
I grew up in Texas, and then when I joined the Navy, it moved me around and led me here. That's what brought me to Hawaii. So, but yeah, getting back to family's everything, you know. My dad used to teach the U.S. Marines hand-to-hand combat at the U.S. Embassy in Vietnam. So his connections got us on the USS Hancock, come to America. So I owe everything to them.
So you came here when you were young, or you were born here?
I was 2 years old, born in Vietnam, and we came over during the fall of Saigon in 1975.
You have brothers and sisters that came with you?
I have an older brother, younger sister, and when we came over, there was like 33 family members that came on a Chinook onto the USS Hancock.
So what's the story behind how you actually got out? Because I don't think everybody can get out, right?
Not everybody can get out.
Yeah.
Like it was like April 30th, 1975. They played White Christmas on the radio, and that was the sign to evacuate. So when they heard White Christmas on the radio, there's thousands of people trying to get out.
So what do you do? Like you guys tried to jump on a plane, you get in a truck. Like how do you get out?
Yeah, so, you know, for the younger generation that don't know much about the war, you know, there was like people try to come over on boats and, you know, they're trying to flee communism, first of all, right? If you're not down with communism, you're going to get killed. So everybody just wanted to get out of the country. So a lot of people died at sea, whether it capsized. A lot of those boats, there's like pirates. People got robbed and raped trying to come to America. I mean, you see it now. It's like people are still trying to come to America. They risk their lives, you know? So we got lucky, man. My dad used to do some self-defense at the U.S. Embassy because he was in Operation Phoenix helping, you know, the South Vietnamese. And the Marines at the embassy knew him, and we got inside the gates on the last day.
you can't really remember anything, right? So what they tell you, the white Christmas goes on, and then what do you grab?
You can't grab much.
Because you can't necessarily take it with you, right? You pretty much just ditching everything and going, right?
I remember we had a dog, and then we couldn't take them. And my family filled up some water bowls and some food, and we left them there, you know. And I think for me, in case we got separated, my parents taped a lot of money on me. They taped it on my body in case we got separated, you know.
Huh.
So you can't take much. It's the food, the clothes off your back, really.
So do you know what they took?
I think they took like birth certificates, right? I mean, just pretty much anything that you would grab in case there was a fire that's not replaceable. So everything else is, material, you could replace that
Actually,
stuff.
you know, your mom's right there. If I actually had another mic and camera, I'd ask her to sit there and we would ask.
Yeah.
But
so she's, but not much, man, you know.
So you guys went to the embassy. You got behind the embassy gates. And then from there, the U.S. helps you to go. Is that?
There's a lot of photos of like helicopters taking off of the rooftops of the U.S. Embassy, and there's a bunch of buildings in that compound. So, you know, just the birds would come in and out and just shuttle refugees to the carriers. Mm-hmm. My dad used to work at Amoco Gas, and they had a magazine called The Torch. I can send that to you later, but it was a whole story. We were the first Vietnamese refugee family to move to Texas in this small town called Texas City.
Oh, you were the first ones? Because plenty of Vietnamese in Houston.
Yeah.
3 weeks to get here.
Yeah.
Come and sit down. Like, you want to sit down? So, Mom, what do we call you? What's your name?
Han.
Okay. What do you remember from those days coming here that would potentially give Mano some understanding about why he is how he is based upon those days? Something that may have happened, he may experience, but doesn't remember because he's too young.
He was only 3 years old. Mm-hmm. We could have left earlier, but his father thinking of the family. If we wait until the last minute, we might be able to bring all of them with us. And it did happen. 4 family, 33 people.
Was there anybody that was left behind that you would have wanted to bring but you couldn't?
We got them all, and the extra person is the one who was Taekwondo champion at that time. He was only 17 years old. He knew us because my late husband was also 3-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Mm-hmm. So he came to us, and my late husband wasn't home. All I could tell him that go home, get a little bit of belonging taken with you, and then come back to us. When we leave, we can take you with us. And he came with us as a number 33 people.
Was he just by himself?
He was by himself.
He had no parents?
He came from a big family, sister and brothers. But because he's a champion at that time, so one of the 5-degree black belt Taekwondo took him in to stay with them. He can go to high school in the morning and came back in the afternoon, help taking care of the school, teaching Taekwondo. And this one is 17. So he looked at them like younger sister and brother.
Cam is his name, but he was one of my dad's top students. And he...
So he's like your brother?
Yeah. So
or like an uncle almost, because he's kind of way older.
Yeah.
So I want to know, though, Han, is something about, you know, either his childhood or before that would be important for him to know now that you've never told him?
He knows everything. We talk about it openly in the family.
What would be something that you felt comfortable sharing that would give me an understanding of your life experience or who you are, who he is, something from the past that would give me an understanding?
Every summer, I don't see him at all. From morning to evening, he disappears, skating. Mm-hmm. And at one point, sometime he said that I should let him do that. He might get a scholarship for skateboard.
I almost got a sponsorship.
But then he joined the Navy. Later on, they asked him to be with the Marine and helping the Marine.
I had my first son, Julian, during that time, and I joined the Navy. So it allowed me to get a little disciplined, and I had to learn to be a dad real quick, feeding, paying some child support. And I left Texas in 93, 94, and I was the only sibling to move away from Texas. So I've pretty much been away ever since then, California and Hawaii.
What's the thing you appreciate most about your son?
He turned around and go back to school, finish his MBA, because I got my license from Vietnam. When I first came, I was lucky to get a job right away. I came in May, I got a job with the University of Texas in October. Mm-hmm. And that's the state, working for the state. Until 1990, they allow foreign pharmacists to take the equivalent and take the TOEFL to have a certain score. Then you can study for your board. And you can take the state board of pharmacy, depends on where you live, because some national one you can go from state to state, but like California and Florida, you have to take their board. You cannot use a national to come to the state. Like if I have my license in Texas, I cannot practice in California unless I have to take their board.
So like when all of us were done graduating from high school, she went back to study for her boards.
And I was glad that he went back to school after he finished with the Navy.
So you live with a big family then? Did you say how many came?
My dad had 2 brothers. They're married with 7, 8 kids.
Oh, but they came with like 20-something people, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big family.
So you guys all moved to the same place, or?
No, everybody lived separate. So I kind of just grew up with my mom and dad and grandma and 2 siblings. So
You were telling me before that, I don't know, in your own words, you had a tougher upbringing or something, like you were getting in trouble.
I would always compare myself, which you should never do. But I was always compared to other kids making straight A's, So
Oh, you're Asian.
Asian, right? So I'm not.
You're first generation to an extent.
I tried to be Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
So I wasn't interested in school at all, man. C student all the way.
So what would you say was a turning point? Was there a turning point where you're like, I want to do something different, or no, it was all a progression?
It's a progression. It's gradual, right? Because you watch people, if you hang around friends, you start seeing the responsible ones start not hanging out with you because they're taking care of their shit. They're right. Somebody's going to buy a house first out of all your friends. Somebody's going to get married. Somebody's going to get the big paying job first. Somebody's going to graduate from college first. Your friends are always going to do something first. It's very important who you decide to hang around, who you decide to put around in your circle.
Who was the most important person that you decided to hang around? You could have one, like everyone else disappeared.
We were all playing volleyball before the Navy, right? And all we did was play volleyball. Whatever you did, we were playing volleyball. But there was one friend that he got all of us to start studying. He's a nurse. His name's Punchy Charles. Shout out to Punchy, man. But he was like, really good student. Got all of us start studying because we were all just effing off, partying, right? But yeah, that's that one friend. He bought a nice car first, started making money.
That was after the Navy or before?
This was before the Navy. But when you're in college and you ain't got no money, there's always some friends that are driving first and they start making money. And when you go out, do you remember going out when you were broke?
Oh yeah.
What was it? It's like, man, you can't afford nothing. And you're looking at the people that can afford. It's like, dude, I got to get my stuff together. Mm-hmm. I can't afford nothing. You can't get no girls. You ain't got no car. You got to level up. So for me, I started looking at, I was like living a life of deficit. I don't have these nice things. I gotta power up.
Then you joined the Marines.
The Navy.
Oh, the Navy.
The Navy, yeah. Well, Mom mentioned Marines because Navy corpsmen are stationed with Marines. So I was with the Navy Marines. The Marines are a branch of the Navy.
That's how you got to Hawaii?
Yeah. I was stationed at the Kaneohe Marine Base as a Navy corpsman. So for the record, people don't know, Armies have their medics, right? Marines, they don't have medics. They have corpsmen, but the corpsmen are from the Navy. They're trained by Navy. The corpsmen are dispatched to the Marine units.
So you were a medical unit?
I was a Marine unit, but I'm the medical detail. So we're trained. We got to play G.I. Joe and medical. You know what I mean? So when we go to war, we got to do everything they do, and we got to do the medical stuff too.
How long were you in the military?
8 years.
8 years? So you went in after college, or you went in enlisted?
I was community college, didn't finish, and went into the Navy in hopes of it giving me the GI Bill so I could finish school. Because, being an Asian kid, and her son, you have to finish school.
Yeah.
I mean, she really valued education, you know. So I went back to school really for her, you know, because I would have felt like a failure.
So you did the undergrad and then you did the MBA.
Not right away. I finished my bachelor's in business from HPU.
I finished HPU too.
Did you?
Yeah.
When they were the Sea Warriors?
I don't even remember.
They had like different mascots.
It was 2001.
Oh, and you study business also?
Business, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I dropped out of school so many times that I had to finish at some point.
Where did you grow up? Here? I mean, here and going to school where?
Punho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What year is that?
1991, I graduated.
All right, so you're like a year younger than me.
Okay.
I was a 90 grad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Navy brought me here, and got here in 96.
Did you finish at HPU, or you did the whole time at HPU?
I used the GIBL to finish at HPU, yeah. So.
Oh, because you had the community college.
Yeah, I transferred all my community college credits over, and man, I was so glad that they accepted it, because you got to do it within like 10 years or that it goes away. Yeah.
What's the most important thing you learned in the military?
You know, as a corpsman, I was a medical person doing IVs, blood draws, first aid, emergency, everything, right? I was an EMT, basic EMT. So the natural progression for a lot of corpsmen is to go into nursing or become a doctor. And I was still actually, you know, Asian parents, once you become a doctor, I was like, I'm a corpsman now. I'm just going to go study for the MCAT and then take OChem and whatever. Dude, I could not get past OChem, man. So I gave up on those dreams trying to become a doctor and just switched to business really quick because it was a little easier classes. So I finished in business. Now, let me back it up, dude. I was actually in nursing school. I was at HPU nursing school.
Oh.
Then I went to the career counselor. I'm like, how long would it take to graduate? If I go to general business, if you go to general business, you can graduate next semester. I'm like, what? So I just wanted to finish because I was trying to get commission to go back into the Navy. But that never happened.
How come?
I fell in love with another girl.
Oh, and then
stayed out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you would have had to get transferred. Is that why?
Yeah, I was thinking about classing up to OCS, and I just decided to stay a civilian, live in Hawaii, broke, trying to figure it out.
When did your injury happen?
It kind of happened while I was in, just tons of sprains and strains. But through the years, it just developed a lot of deformity with degenerative arthritis to the point where it was so painful, it was like dislocating on me. And then,
like you'd walk and then it would just come out?
I was driving and it was like dislocate. I'm like, and it's locked out when I'm driving. And I got to put the brakes on with the locked out ankle. I'm like, dude, this is so dangerous, man. I could get in a crash. So then ortho was like, hey, just replace it. We got titanium now. You can oh, cool, man. You know.
Who's going to do it?
Christian Kikuchi.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Christian Kikuchi.
That's a podiatrist, right?
He's a orthopedic surgeon. Yeah. But the thing about it is that after surgery, it's not 100%. There's a chance that it could fail, right? Like a high chance it could fail. And it failed not once, but twice. So now I'm about to get the third reconstruction done. Yeah. Looking like I've really been dealing with chronic pain the last 4 years. So it's been brutal, man. I would say a lot of guys would probably end their lives, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
like the pain is like how much out of 10?
It's a 10, man.
Broken. It's 10 out of 10 every day?
If I stand on it. So I try not to stand on it. I have a lot of assisted walking devices now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's brutal, man.
It's brutal because you're still trying to exercise every day off the ankle, right? How do you prehab? What would you do if your ankle? I don't
know. I mean, because I broke my back 6 years ago. And when I first broke it, it was like 10 out of 10. I couldn't. I mean, it was agonizing. And I can see how people can get addicted to fentanyl. Because, I mean, nothing worked. Like, nothing worked. Even the opioids and so on that worked when I had burned myself by accident, that worked fine and so on, but it didn't even scratch the surface on this one. But fentanyl, when they IV'd it, it was like, whoof, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa.
To me, I think I have my 329 card. I think cannabis is probably the best.
I went on cannabis
for this. And the thing is, like, it's so much better than narcotics because narcotics slows down your digestive system and all kinds of stuff, right? And then with that, you have to exercise.
So I went on the cannabis because the opioids were like talking to me, and then I don't want to go on fentanyl, and then Tylenol was killing my liver. So it's like, oh, what am I going to do? So I went on cannabis, but it dulls my mind. It dulls my mind.
Here's the thing, man. I also encourage guys at our age because our skeletons and our frames like deteriorate over time. So you have to practice a lot of resistance training. A good cure for all of this and my mental health is exercise. Because that's the one thing that they can't take away from you.
So what kind of exercise can you do with your ankle being totaled?
I was super discouraged because it was totaled, right? And I had to find ways to just stay active and stay strong, right?
Yeah.
So you've interviewed him, Bill Maeda.
Yeah. Oh, that's your trainer? He knows how to deal with pain.
Yeah, that guy's been through a lot, right?
Yeah.
And lately, I've been spending a lot of time with him just to get a lot of advice,
Yeah.
right? Because, I mean, I was dealing with tons of like leg issues because I'm using a knee scooter and it messes your messes your alignment
hips
off.
and stuff too, yeah?
Yeah, man. And so he's given me a lot of exercises to get more in alignment.
All land-based kind of like exercises.
Anything that's not impactful on the ankle. So I'm doing way more pull-ups and dips than I ever had before, and just getting little tips from him. Like, you know, when you do pull-ups, a lot of people grab the skin right here, and they'll pinch the skin and do it, and it kind of pads. But he told me to grab it before the skin, and just because you've seen like rock climbers like.
Because your grip strength is important.
Your grip strength is so important. So I've been practicing a lot of this stuff, and it's actually helped a lot more with pull-ups. So I'm on this like. I got super obsessed with just working on my other body parts, making it strong, even though this is going to be the way it is. So I would say over the last 6 months has been pretty decent, consistent training, you know, that I got motivated through hanging out with and watching his videos. And obviously, you know, just hanging out with Egan a little bit. If you're just hanging out with him for like 30 minutes, you want to go work out.
Their relationship with pain is so different though. Egan and Bill. You know what I mean? They're very used to being in pain. Mm-hmm. I almost feel like, I don't know, I should ask him, but like for Egan, it's like if it's not painful, it's not even fun. You know what I mean? We're out there foiling and stuff, and he's like, yeah, you were talking about something. I was like, dude, if this was easy, you wouldn't even bother doing it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know.
But he's an outlier, though. They're both outliers.
Like me, I don't like to be in pain. I mean, even though pain, you know, is potentially my friend and so on as a messenger on where I need to be focused on, but dude, physical pain, I don't like it, man. When I broke my back, I was like out of it.
Mm-hmm. So. That's the thing, right? With me being chronic pain, it's like, how do you respond to it? And what do? You're kind of helpless, but then there are things you can do. So you have to focus on what you can do instead of what you cannot do.
You know, the interesting thing on this one that I wonder is that, you know, the way that trauma holds itself in the body, right? Mm-hmm. So trauma not being what happens to you, that's traumatic, right? Like, it's traumatic that you have to flee from Vietnam. That's traumatic, but it's done, right? It's in the past and so on. But then all of that protection that is now put into our system to, you know, compensate with whatever happened inside, the fear, the terror, the shame, the guilt, whatever it may be, that's the trauma, right? And then the way that it lives in the body and manifests in the body and how it expresses itself, this one is an interesting one to me because I know that you have a actual mechanical issue on that, but it makes me so curious whether some of that other type of trauma or whatever came from your life is inside of that as well or tied into it somehow.
All trauma is tied together, right? Because it's on this side of the nice things that are pleasant.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they're all linked. But to answer your question, I think that in order to get through it though, like, I don't know if I answered your question, but I want to address like chronic pain.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because a lot of guys will choose to end their life.
Yeah. Because it's the last resort, right?
A lot of guys will suffer and make everyone else suffer around them.
Are you talking about guys that were typically veterans or just in general? Or who are you speaking about?
Yeah. I mean, that's the experience I have. I'm talking veterans that I know that are dealing with it now.
And their pain you find is more physical, like a injury, or their pain was from both. Just, yeah. Because a lot of times, think about it, you're going into the military, right? Especially as an enlisted military person, you're coming in with trauma. The majority of people coming in as enlisted are coming in with some sort of trauma going on.
They say some of the best cops are the ones with the most fucked up backgrounds, you know?
Bro, they all, I mean, come on. Like, dude.
To be a cop, you have to have the mind of a criminal too, because you have to have the mind of a criminal to catch a criminal, so.
It's like therapists, right? So therapists and people in the healing arts and in the healing realm. And I spent a lot of time with that group. It's like me search, the way I look at it. What is working on me to help me heal me? And then I project that onto the world. And then that's where I'm trying to fix that world in that area so I can more or less heal me. That's my lens, at least for that.
I've tried so many different ways to cope with the pain. I've also tried being an asshole.
What do you mean?
I was just rude to people, short-tempered, because dealing with the pain, you manifest it in how you react to things. And it happened over a period of time where I was just pissing people off because I was in pain, right? And I wasn't using my walking devices. This is when it first started getting bad, you know? And I was kind of in denial, like, oh, I'll just walk on it, you know, and in denial that it's messed up. Mm-hmm. So with the aid of walking devices and stuff, I'm in less pain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So kind of, I was like ashamed to let people see that I'm in a wheelchair or on crutches. I didn't want everybody coming up to me asking, what's wrong, man? Ooh, what's wrong with you? Ooh, and all these reactions.
Like what I did, which I should know better. And I should know better. I spent a lot of time in this. I should know way better. And I asked the same.
No. It's cool. But
I thought you were just going to say I sprained it doing like running or something. But yeah.
No, it's all good, man. But I kind of wanted to address chronic pain today because people don't talk about it enough. And one of the ways where I felt it helped me was to talk about it. Just to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because here's the thing about the pain, right? If we're talking about emotional pain can only live in isolation. Yeah. Which, think about it, the background that you come from, I don't know too much about it, but when I look into it, it's like you have a dad that is like kick ass. No one's going to kick his ass, right? Like, this guy is training military people on like combat. You know, he's like Gracie guy before Gracie. You know what I mean? Which means you grow up under that too. That type of discipline. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I got my ass beat.
You're going to get it.
I got my ass beat.
Yeah, that's just how it goes, right?
The kids nowadays don't get the belt. They don't know what that's like.
Well, think about this, right? Like, you ever heard what you're crying about? I'll give you something to cry about. You ever hear that? Yeah. So what happens though is that at that point, then it becomes, well, I can't express myself, right? Honestly and authentically as an adult, right? Because somewhere in my system becomes, fuck, I ain't getting my ass kicked because I'm going to cry. No, right? Which means that I ain't asking for anyone for nothing because it's going to be worse. And then what happens, we suffer in isolation, and that's where it grows. The trauma cannot grow and stay there without isolation, without judgment, and without secrecy.
You just said what you said, and it just hit so hard because I don't think a lot of people realize that you suffer in isolation.
Isolation.
And it's one of those things where it's like everyone's laughing in the room, but you're suffering inside.
Yeah.
And I would go to these parties where like no one knew the way I felt.
Yep.
And that's the kind of shit they talk about, right? If you don't talk about it, you let it bottle up. You go home, you go sleep, you wake up, it's still there. If you don't address it.
If you wanted to cry as a child, who did you go to?
Man, I don't know. I guess my parents or just the pillow.
If you were embarrassed, something you felt really like emotional about, sadness, fear, whatever it might be, and you wanted to cry, you would go and ask and bring it up to your parents?
No, I probably wouldn't. It depends on what it was. It depends on
so think about it, right? You as a parent now, you look at your child and your child is having a tough time like that and doesn't come to you. Why doesn't the child come to you?
Because they probably don't think you would understand.
No, or it doesn't feel what?
Safe.
It's not safe. What's their experience of life growing up when it's not emotionally safe?
A lot of Asian families there, man.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
And then you suffer in silence.
They didn't talk about feelings. They didn't talk about emotions.
Yeah, because you can get your ass kicked.
Not even that. It just wasn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
Expressing feelings when it wasn't a thing in our family, you know, like most Asian families, right? It's changing now, right? And why do you think it's changed? And do you think it's changed?
It depends. It's purely subjective, I think, right? Some areas it doesn't change, right? Your mom, I don't know if any of that hits, but we sat there for 20 minutes or more. And,
I couldn't believe you went there. I was like, oh, he's
not
really
going there.
He's really going there and pressing her. I was like, wow.
There's something in the container for that.
When I looked over at her, she was struggling with it.
There's something in this container that needs to be coming out today. It didn't happen right there.
No, you know,
but there's something.
One thing that she said that she never said, and that's probably the most you're going to get from her. She actually said it. She was like, he's a kind person and he helps people. She's never said that before.
Oh, yeah?
So you squeeze that out of her. She does not give compliments, dude. That's just not.
It's not safe.
So you force her to say that. So you actually, you know, there was some good out of that. She won't give that up for whatever reason.
If we actually spent this whole the time we're here, like the 2 hours and so on, we would get somewhere.
You know what's funny is like she's like, I have 2 other kids. I don't want them to see like.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, if my brother's watching this, like my dad who we all love. Rest in peace, Dad. In his office, the one that Secret Service came to interview him because the Dalai Lama was there, he only had one picture on his desk. It was of me. It's a picture of me. And my other two siblings, they always got jealous. How come our picture's not up?
What do you say?
I don't know. And sometimes, still to this day, my brother would get pissed off at me for no reason. And I wonder if it's from that picture, man.
I mean, at the root, we all just want our parents to love us. I think that's what I was trying to explain to her.
Yeah.
It's not what you do. It's not that, oh, Mano, you were skating before and now you got your life together. That's too much judgment. What we all need is, I mean, I'll just speak for myself then. What I need is to just know that I'm okay as a human being, that you love me just for being me and doesn't give a shit whether I'm accomplishing and so on. That's great and whatever else, but I'm still accepted. And that is what very high achieving people are dealing with right now, because when I coach, I do coaching, and the coaching is typically very high level, very accomplished people that you would say, what? Why would they need any kind of coaching? They got everything together.
What type of coaching?
So it would be closer to the realm of probably what you would normally see a therapist for, probably. But I deal with the stuff that is intangible. Not so much, here's your marketing funnel and we're going to go there. This is more about, hey, I have all these things in my life, and from the outside it looks like it's amazing, but every day I'm struggling with I'm not enough, or I keep needing to do more and it's hurting my relationships, or everyone expecting this from me and I just would love to have 1 second of a break. I just need to know that I'm okay as a person without having to accomplish something and being super mom or super dad.
You're sharing, this is from your heart right now. This is you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, because the crazy thing is we should both feel somewhat accomplished in our lives and our careers at this point, right? But I was struggling the last few years on feeling absolutely worthless.
Yep.
And there's a combination of things, I think, but the disability, I let it take over. It was dictating what I was doing, And I think one day I just said, yo, enough is enough, man. I used to play a lot of tennis, and a lot of the tennis guys hate pickleball players. But since, I got injured, I picked up pickleball, and I got pretty good. Mm-hmm. But with the limited, physical abilities, I can only do so much. I pretty much quit that because I was getting hurt doing that too. But I have a good friend that her daughter's like one of the top players on the island. Her name's Debbie, and she's a nurse. But I was playing with her once, and like I said, when you used to be pretty good at something, and then you're like a half shell version of yourself or your former self, and you can't perform as well. Like for me, I would just get so angry, like throwing the racket, yelling, "Fuck," this and that. And after the game, I'm like not having a good time because I'm playing like shit. I'm all pissed off. I want to go home, right? I don't know how people relate to that, but she says to me, because she's just watching me self-destruct, right? She's like, hey, be kind to yourself. Whew, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Man, if she's listening out, thank you, Debbie, because like I took that to heart and it started healing me, because the guy in the mirror is normally your worst enemy. You're usually competing against yourself. And most everything you do, all those negative thoughts were planted there by myself. Or I let it stay there. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
You can choose to deal with it in a healthy way. I don't mean block it out.
When I heard you say I chose to let it stay there and so on, I don't know. I agree totally.
What's your therapy mind say about that?
Some of it might be just passed down generationally.
Maybe,
And then what happens is you think it's yours, and it's actually not. I'll give you an example. Okay? So there's a scientist, his name is Dr. Brian Diaz, and he is at now UCLA. He was at Emory University. His research is around how trauma is passed through the DNA. One experiment I saw was on rats. They would take rats, they would shock them, so they would have an adverse reaction, and then they'd have them smell this aroma. I think it was a cherry blossom aroma, some type of aroma, until the point where they could have them smell the aroma and no longer shock them, but they'd have the same reaction, right? Then they'd mate those rats and they'd separate them. female rat would give birth, they'd raise it, and then they'd separate those out. So you'd have these children rats that have never met the father. And then they take that scent, and then they have them smell the scent. And guess what happens?
They react.
It's same, less, or more.
I don't know, more probably.
More. They're more adverse on their reaction than the father was. And they've never met the father. So what that shows then is that stuff can be passed down. Like there's other research they do on Holocaust victims, right? Holocaust, their families go through the Holocaust and all the trauma that comes with that, and it gets passed down generationally. Bruh, you guys fled Vietnam in war time. That stuff could be in your DNA, which means that you didn't have control over, yes, I took this in, no, I'm not taking it in. Yes, I'm thinking this, no, I'm not thinking this. If we actually unpack it and sit with it for a bit, it might not even be yours, but you think it's yours because it happens to exist within you.
I've heard of this stuff happening with like a lot of black families.
I mean, it could.
That have been through slavery and hard times, and that stress just gets passed down.
You might like this book. It's called My Grandmother's Hands. And I mentioned this one quite a bit. My Grandmother's Hands. It's by a African-American therapist who was in the military. He was a military therapist. And the book is about how trauma passes through generationally through our bodies. And the quote that I love is, he talks about decontextualized trauma. So decontextualized trauma is basically you forget why. Your family moved from Vietnam, you're now 50 or whatever, but you don't remember. You forget the context around it. So it says, trauma decontextualized in a people looks like culture. Trauma decontextualized in a family looks like family traits. Trauma decontextualized in a person looks like their personality. And then I added my own, which is trauma decontextualized in your company looks like your company's culture.
Ooh.
Right? You enter into a company day one, and even though all the posters on the wall say one thing, everyone's doing something else. Why? If you understood why and the trauma that is occurred, you would understand it completely. If we sat down and had really good insight into your mom's full experience of life, everything would make complete sense. Right?
You'd have all the answers.
You would. But we don't. Because what happens is, especially if you remember what she just said, was I come here, I do 3 no's. I don't see.
She's proud about that.
I don't hear, and I don't speak.
She was proud to toe the line.
You know what that means? That means you know nothing. Because she didn't see it, she didn't hear it, and she didn't tell you. She said, I told him everything. That's not, no. I'm not in your family, but there's going to be stuff you're going to think it's you and all that, and it's not you.
So getting back to, dealing with the trauma, talking about it, you have to be, again, and I'm still actively doing this. You have to be around good people. You have to exercise, because I'm still about to undergo this major surgery. I got 3 to 6 months to recover, right? Stay mentally strong. Like, I've been going through this for 4 years, right? So now the next 6 months to 12 months, this whole recovery process has been planned out. Not so much the physical part, but the people that I have around me. You know what I mean? Because now this is the 3rd time.
Did you have that the first 2 times or no?
I had, but I didn't have all the pieces that I'm considering right now, right? I'm talking about for everything. It's just more of a team around me, church friends, business friends, close friends. There's no more suffering in silence. There's people coming over, checking on me. I'm working out with friends. That, if you lose that connection and you kind of go down the spiral, I think that's where we lose people, man,
This injury, instead of saying why did this happen to me, you say, this is why it happened for me. What would be your answer to that?
I would definitely say the last 4 years of my life, because of this, I've grown a lot more patient. I'm more methodical about my approach to things, because it's forced me to slow down, right?
And then what else?
I can say that I can practice appreciation and gratitude every day, but if I don't also say that I got to take everything that comes with the good, the bad comes with that too, I listened to this one Buddhist monk on social media. He's kind of popular now, but he was saying a lot of people pray for rain. The days when the rain will come, there's droughts. But then he mentioned something about, I can't quote him exactly.
The
but
rainmaker was the most important person there.
They were the rainmakers. But then you got to be able to deal with the mud. You can't want rain and not deal with the mud. You got to deal with it all. You got to wade through the mud sometimes. Life is not always going to give you what you want. Sometimes you're stuck in the mud. What are you going to do? You can't get out of it. You got to get through it, and it's that patience, so it's just more of accepting everything, not just the good that comes. And again, I'm quoting on these guys, right? But like, you ever heard that quote with Denzel? He's like, this too shall pass. No matter what, if it's good or bad.
Okay. Without it passing and so on, if that injury in your ankle or whatever is causing you the pain, if the pain was sending you a message, what would that message be?
Slow down. Because I can't do nothing fast right now. You ever hear old people say, did they tell you slow down or you're going to get to where you're going? You ever hear say that? Because if you're too fast and too quick to just jump and do the next thing, you don't get to enjoy the process, almost. So I guess I've just learned to kind of enjoy my own process, you know? You have to enjoy the process.
And when you do that, what happens to your pain?
I don't think about it. Thank you. I don't think about the pain when I'm in the process. You know what I mean? My morning routine is working out. When I'm working out, I'm not thinking about the ankle pain.
When you're working out by yourself or you're working out with people?
Both. Yeah.
What's the ratio?
I'm working out by myself more. I don't need anybody to show up, but it's nice to have camaraderie, right?
So when you're working out, you notice your pain subside.
100%, man.
Okay. When you're working out with people, is there a difference in how much of your pain subsides?
No, that becomes more social.
Is there a difference in the amount of the pain that subsides?
No. It just, working out takes the pain away because you're working on the rest of your body. You know what I mean? If anything, like people that are doing chronic pain, go exercise because you're not going to think about your pain. You're getting fed these endorphins that are so good for your body. So there's a school of thought about, hey, take it easy, don't do anything, you're injured. But then they end up getting diabetes and becoming overweight too. That creates a whole nother series of problems too, right? So I want to just be here and say, like, exercise has been done great for me. I have to keep doing it.
If you took your pain that you feel, like just the sum total of all of it, like what percentage would be physically, like from your ankle or so on, and what percentage would be like emotionally?
It mostly physically hurts, man. Like, emotionally, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So physically, like, oh, my ankle is sore. The emotionally part could potentially be like, I suck ass because I can't do anything now. Oh my God, now I'm useless. Or, add that into the mix of uncomfortableness. What's the percentage?
I say that every day. But then I also say, but I'm 53 and, it's okay. I'm not trying to kick that dude's ass anymore or run faster than him or her because I'm in a different space, right? But I do remind myself that I don't need to be the guy I used to be. I just need to be the best version I am today. And that's what I keep reminding myself.
So the best would be what?
Just doing your very best that day. That's your personal best.
And what if you didn't? Are you still okay?
No, because for me, I'm going to do it every day. So I'm going to show up for myself every day. I made a commitment to myself to show up every day for me. So there's some days I'm a little tired and sore. I'm not going to do as much, and it's okay because I'm going to come back tomorrow.
So this is the piece where I kind of like go back and forth between, the guys that can handle a lot of pain that we know and just kind of push through it.
I'm beyond that, dude.
What do you mean beyond that? Pushing through the pain?
Yeah.
Actually, I was concepting something is like, pain is like my friend. Although I don't want to think about it that way a lot of times, it's basically, to me, the messenger. It's sending the message, and it's doing it in a way to get my attention, to focus on something that needs to be focused on. Typically gets hammered. Typically we try to get rid of it. Typically we're judging it. It's been working a long time to do it, and it's a thankless job to an extent, to send me a message of what is it that needs to be done. And sometimes it just says, like, just listen to me.
I can't remember a time in my adult life when I didn't wake up every day with pain.
What age?
I mean, I'm 53 now, right? So this has happened for 4 years. I mean, it's going on 5 years, this thing. So I'm just saying that the last 4 or 5 years, this is all I've known. I can't remember what it was like to walk around being pain-free.
What about when you're younger?
I mean, when I was younger, I was like the fastest kid on the tennis team, so.
And you had no pain?
I felt invincible, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a young man, everybody feels invincible, right? You can get in a car wreck, walk away from it. Like, you're just so resilient when you're young. I was ollieing off my roof, off the skateboard, so. But yeah, man, I mean, just, being realistic with where you're at. Like, okay, I'm 53. I got one bad ankle, but dude, I got two arms and the other leg's still good. So what can I do, man? And again, when I work out, I'm strengthening other body parts. So I'm making gains in other areas of my life, you know, benching a little bit more. Just bought an incline bench, you know. Shout out to Heli Fitness. Do you know Heli Fitness?
Are you talking about Brooks one? Brooks Emmanuel?
They're a local group that they sell.
They have the nicer looking weights and stuff, right? Those guys.
Heli Fitness?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do. Like nicer looking weights and stuff.
Kind of. Well, they're making their own. I hope they really make it because the tariffs are really screw them up on the weight issue. But anyways, I went to their well and bought some stuff because my wife does a lot of training with them. And there's like a contract with UH. There's like kids that come out of incarceration and there's like a transitional program to keep them working and on the right track.
It's like Laumaka.
It's Kinai. I'm hacking up the name, but it's over there by the off Kalanianiole firehouse, you know, over there by the women's prison. There's an area over there, but she works out with them like 3 times a week doing CrossFit. And these Heli Fitness guys go and they work out the boys, you know, just keeping positivity in their lives, you know. So anyways, it's God's work, man. Those kids are forgotten about, you know.
That's your wife?
My wife, yeah. That's what she does. It's part of juvenile, like
rehab.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, man, if you're having a bad day, if you just hear some of these kids' stories, you're a little bit more grateful for what you got, you know?
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, although I am still curious on the pain piece, because there's a few dots that are making sense to me and so on, but I'm still like not fully connected. It feels like they need to be connected, at least to me.
I mean, there's a lot of things I'm dealing with, right? Like, you can ask all day for me, because like if you're looking at my ankle, it looks deformed. My right leg is a little shorter than my left.
So here's the thing about it. It's like if pain is the messenger, right? And I don't know, this is just me, but it's putting you into a position, into a strategy that's forcing you to surround yourself with people that you love and love you, to have connection, and to slow down and other stuff and do it in a meaningful way that you're actually doing it. It's forcing you to do it.
I think you sized me up pretty good.
Yeah.
I forced myself to put all this around me. I needed it.
Yeah, because that is the greatest need that's I'm feeling inside of this that's being unmet. And the strategy just happens to be your ankle keeps getting screwed up because that's where you listen, which means that if you did it and you filled that need already,
it's dictating things,
then maybe your ankle doesn't have to keep doing it for you that way. I think maybe look at this as we're all driven by core needs, right? A core need would be like love, autonomy, freedom, safety, connection, things like that. It has a hierarchy. And I know for mine, it's connection, feeling valued, and love. That's why I do stuff like this, because it fills those needs. And so what happens here is that everything else from that becomes a strategy to fill the need. Some work, some don't.
I would say so, because you're troubleshooting, right?
Right. Well, so what happens is some are unconscious and they absolutely do not work. So I'll give you one. Like one where it's like, you want to cry? I can give you something to cry about. The need potentially could be, I need to feel that my son will be safe and my son will be able to handle themselves, or I need to not feel this pain of guilt or whatever sadness that's coming to me. So then I'm going to threaten them in order to make it stop. That's a strategy that actually can work to do it, but it's not necessarily filling the need in a healthy way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, I hit you because I love you, right? I love you so much, I'm going to beat your ass. Something like that, right? So what happens here is that everything becomes a strategy. And when the strategy doesn't work and the need is not met, then we have all types of uncomfortable feelings. And then when the strategy works and needs are met and filled, then we have feelings and emotions that are pleasant and enjoyable. In this, which is, if the need is, I need to feel unconditionally loved. I need to feel connected. I do that by surrounding myself with people that are important to me and I'm important too. And it's way easier to ask for a physical pain issue than, hey, I'm hurting emotionally, because that is not accepted in my culture. Then this strategy works, but it's painful. It's very painful because it requires now you to be physically handicapped to an extent, right? If that's the case and you can switch strategy of, hey, you know what, maybe I just ask for this. Maybe I can find ways to get around my fear of doing this and surround it and then fill it that way. My ankle no longer needs to be doing it for me.
Yeah, I hear you, right? As I slow down and make more methodical decisions, I actually don't let the pain dictate what I do.
It's somewhat of it is being methodical, but the piece that is being fulfilled is putting together the support network around yourself of human beings that are meaningful to you.
No doubt. I mean, okay.
Right? Like that to me is really front and center.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Whereas before, it's like, I'm not going to bother them because it's not important to them.
If they're your friends, they're real friends, they don't care when you call
Exactly.
them.
But that doesn't mean that you're not going to feel like, I don't want to bug, I don't want, or some reason of hesitancy.
You know where I'm at in my life right now? I'm inconveniencing all my friends. When I want to talk to them, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to text them. If they're a real friend, they'll get back to you. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. When they're not busy, they're going to get back to you, right?
Yeah.
And those are the people you should keep around. The good energy, people that... There's friends that don't contact me back, or they're too busy, or they don't have time for me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. What we had years ago was good, but if you're not around for me now, that's fine too. I'll just keep you at a distance. Stay there. I really need people here with me right now.
There you go.
And the reason I was going to say is, like, one of the things I looked at was you've heard of blue zones around the world?
Yeah.
I think Costa Rica and Japan, there's a couple of other places.
Where they live like super long.
Hawaii,
and so on.
like they call them centurions when they live to 100. So they study these people, and what do they all have in common?
A community.
A lot of the things that you just mentioned are those traits of blue zone people that live a long time. Purpose is having purpose, having community, health. But for me, purpose. Because I mentor a lot of people. I've mentored like 50K guys to get 6-figure incomes. You know what I mean? That feels so good. It feels good because I know that they're taking care of their families better than where they were.
It fills your personal need for what, though?
For purpose.
Like meaning?
Your whole purpose of being here is to have positive effects on people. I mean, at least that I am.
So if there's one word you would say, it would be?
Purpose. So again, during my struggles, I'm trying to sort out where my perspectives would rather be. I mean, a lot of it was just thinking about my purpose. What am I here for? Who am I here for? And it's my family, right? Because the other things, they don't matter after that, after you prioritize what's most important. And this is one thing I was going to say, man. And I follow a lot of these like business quotes on Instagram, and it says like, if you're not happy with yourself and the things you're doing, you won't be happy with those material things that you're seeking now, or you're trying to get more success for whatever reason. If you're not happy with where you're at now, you may not be happy with more things, you know? So I try to remember that, because you should be comfortable with yourself. At least, like, I'm not more secure with myself if I have more money in the bank. More money in the bank just means you got to worry less about paying bills, right? But what my mom said, just being known to be a good person and helping people, I'd rather have that reputation than being rich. You know what I mean? And I think my reputation has been more of helping people, and I'm okay. I'm totally okay with that brand, you know? So.
Because that one fills your need for what?
It fills my need for lots of reasons.
By doing that, accomplishing that, fills your core need for what?
Again, purpose. Because, dude, the world's kind of fucked up, man. We have to make deposits into the world. Whether you volunteer, plant a tree, babysit a kid, hug a kid, mentor a kid.
Add one more in there, like purpose will bring you what?
Peace. I came on the Greater Good radio podcast today to help put good in the world. So, I mean, you know, as you're getting to know me, right? We have the same mutual friend with Jeff Zimmerman. What's it like sitting down with him? Don't you feel so rich after that conversation? You know? I mean, certain friends can really fulfill conversations in a way that's very meaningful, right? So I keep those good energy people around me. I've been paying more attention to that in my life, where if that energy feels good, hey, let's do it again next month, man. And I'm more purposeful about spending my time with those people.
When you do that, then what happens to your level of pain?
I don't think about it. Like, honestly, when you're doing things you really enjoy, you're not thinking about the pain, dude, honestly. The pain's only when I'm walking, or if I'm like done with my walk thinking about other things. It's like, fuck. But staying busy, staying active, staying useful. So I don't know about you, right? And I don't know everything you've done in business. You know, I know you've done a lot. You're also an entrepreneur, but sense of like accomplishing things, it's just rewarding. I mean, that's, I don't know how else to be. Even if I fully retired, I'd still be doing the same thing, going out helping people.
But you're not talking about just in business, right?
No, not just in business.
Yeah.
I've volunteered a lot of nonprofits and 501c3s. I've volunteered my time. I've built websites for a lot of nonprofits for free. So I love giving back to this community too,
So what's your plan for the future then? I mean, you're taking some time to heal, right?
Yeah, proudly managed the Ilokai Hotel for the last year and a half. I met a lot of amazing people there. Got the surgery coming up to replace the ankle, and gonna take a little time to heal. But probably gonna launch like a consulting firm doing construction.
Like construction management, or
construction management? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Because when I had my company, we were licensed to do construction in the state of Hawaii, and it was good for a while.
Like a contractor.
Like a contractor. I was doing condo site management and general contracting, renovating homes and stuff. So this new venture I'm going to launch, it will be like a third-party construction management firm. And it's just, doing Gantt charts and communications to shareholders on.
So you're going to have like engineering PMs and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I'll outsource the architects and engineers as needed, but I'm more project manager. Yeah. Because I've done it a lot for like over 300 condos here in Hawaii. And I've worked for 3 of the major managing agents. And with that experience, I can add a lot of value in the space, I think. So I'll keep you posted when I redo the website. I got to build a website and launch the biz probably in the next couple of weeks. I'll probably get it going.
How long is it going to take the recovery on the?
Probably like 3 months, no weight bearing. And I'll probably be able to PT month.
They put a boot on it then, or what is it?
I'll have a boot. I'll be protecting this. You know what they did previously is they took out all the arthritis in the bone and they replaced the ankle with titanium.
Oh.
So now the titanium's failed. They're gonna take that out.
You mean it broke?
It detached from my tibia.
Because they screwed it in or something like that, and it came out, or?
Well, if you imagine there's titanium, it has to attach to your bone somehow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the attachment, like, how good is that?
So it fully broke off?
It just broke off. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So it's,
From the arthritis in the
I think it's just me trying to move around about life. It just gave way, right? So this time they're going to drill a rod through my heel.
Oh.
And then they're going to weld that to like
So it's fused.
It's going to fuse, yeah. They're going to weld a cage to it. So
what happens to your Achilles in something like that?
It'll just be locked in an L position.
Oh.
Yeah. So I won't be able to bend it anymore. I'll just be. But at least the plan is once that heals, I could just walk without pain. I'll probably waddle a little bit, but I'll be walking slow.
Does that put more pressure on your hips then?
Yeah, it already has.
Oh.
So I fear that my hips will be jacked up when my lower back.
Can you stand up on it and so on, but then not walk and it's okay? Or anytime you're weight shifting and stuff, it's kind of a
weight
issue?
shifting kind of hurts.
Oh.
Yeah, so I try not to. I mean, when I'm on my feet, walking to and from the bathroom, carrying light stuff is not too bad, but I really try to stay off of it. Yeah. So yeah, the whole house is just decked out for disabled guy now,
So what do you do with your podcasts and stuff during that time?
Have you met Nick? Nick's our other partner. He's our editor, and we're going to keep it going. We're hosting at Empire Steakhouse.
Is Empire Peter Kim's one?
Empire Steakhouse is on top of Ilokai.
Who owns that?
Some Japanese investors.
Oh.
And the steakhouse is owned by Jack Sinanaj. He's from New York, and they have a couple locations. There's one in Roppongi, Japan, one in New York, and the third one is here. So
it sounds expensive.
Yeah. It's it's high end stuff, but there's a speakeasy you can reserve on the 29th floor, and they weren't really doing a whole lot with it. And there's a full bar and everything. It's nice.
That's the L-shaped seating that you guys are using for it, huh?
Yeah. So then the owner, Jack, shout out to Jack. He let us use the space to film the podcast, and it gives them some publicity for the restaurant too. So. Yeah.
Wait, so is it just one host now? So Egan took over your spot as host?
Well, we rebranded it to Relentless Journey Podcast because Egan wrote a book called Relentless. So, Nick and I seeing how the situations go, I think bringing Egan in, rebranding it, we're much more successful with his involvement for sure.
What do you mean?
Just with his short clips, they go viral, man.
Oh, yeah.
There's like an armbar him and Bill, my editor, had like 250,000 views. And I mean,
Who put who in the armbar?
Egan put Bill in one. It's just like they reenacted the one Ensign did on Randy Couture.
Oh.
Right. So I feel that like I know the MMA and the jiu-jitsu community and what might go viral because the MMA community and jiu-jitsu community, they love Egan, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because he's such a pioneer,
Yeah.
right? Him and his
Yeah.
brother. So I was like, hey, do that ensign arm bar. And then he did it on Bill and that thing went viral, man. It's like crazy. I wouldn't ever make anything go viral like that, you know? So
Interesting.
shout out to Egan and Bill.
So you miss doing the interviews though? Because I mean, that's the primary reason why I do this.
Yeah, I mean, I think when the time is right, I'll get back on camera, start doing more interviews. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get the surgery. So we needed this to happen to rebrand, and I like where it's at, right? Because for me, I can hop on at the very end, and we do short clips, and there's a lot of like recap. Do you do recap videos at the end of your sessions?
I don't, but I would like to.
So if you do a recap session, you know, like you and another partner is like, hey, that was a good interview. Like, I like when he talked about this. So a lot of podcasters are doing recaps, and the recap could be another episode, right? So it's just something to think about, right? And we've done a lot of recap episodes with Egan. So we're on film chatting it up with him. So a lot of that stuff hasn't even come out yet. So we're going to get there.
Are you doing weekly then, or?
We're very inconsistent. I have friends from Texas watching, like, hey, when's the next one? Well, I watched episode 3 and this is 10. So things are just coming out whenever they come out. So it's just more, just subscribe and follow, guys. There's a lot of stuff coming out now. So, but yeah, I'm going to have my opportunity to interview more people pretty soon. The timing's got to be right. But I think where we're at right now, with how things are situated, with Egan carrying it, with me being out for a little while, we'll be okay. But we have some really good guests coming up that I would never have access to these names if it wasn't for like, you know.
Well, like this one, we're probably 3 months out. So you figured they're probably going to be posted by then.
Right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to us when we see it later.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so tell me about you and your entrepreneur venture. Because I was so curious after I was talking to Jeff and he's like, he's done a lot of stuff. So what'd you do after HPU?
I went to University of Oregon. I went there for 2 years. I ended up getting 13 withdrawals. I was still a freshman. And I was like, you know what? I'm wasting money. I'm coming home. And my mom's like, don't come home. I was like, useless. I'm useless. So I went to a semester at UH and then I quit. And then I started working. I was in a multi-level marketing company selling water filters across the country. I did that for maybe like 4 years or something like that. And then I came back. I think I went back to school a bit. I quit again. I went into a mortgage and real estate company. And then finally, it got to the point where I was like, oh man, I got to get my act together because I was already married and it's like, oh, that company was not doing too hot. And I was like, if I'm going to come home, I have to finish school because I got to come home and live at home. But I was like, I have so many credits I need to do. But I did get myself into USC, but it was going to be almost 4 years because I really didn't have too many classes. So I wrote them a really good kind of letter and so on about like, you know, it's easier when you start lower and then you're progressing up, right? So it was convincing. So they said, okay, you can come. But after a lot of thought, I was like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. My track record is so bad already. I don't think I can make it that time and finish it. And then I had calculated out, you know what? I would say student friendly, especially older students. I think I finished 47 credits in 7 months and I cranked it out and I graduated. And then after that, I did the EMBA at UH.
What class were you?
EMBA 14, 2005.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was EMBA 20.
Oh, so that's recent though, right? Or no?
We graduated 2017.
Oh, 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
EMBA 20. Yeah. Shiloh, right? Shiloh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was Trung Lam in your class?
Trung's young.
Okay.
No. And he just got the HTDC job now.
He did. I've been trying to get him on the podcast.
Really? Are you friends with him?
I'm friends with him.
Yeah, he loves doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just got to follow up with him. I've known him for a long time. He's always supported the Vietnamese community, you know.
Oh, yeah. His dad, very accomplished entrepreneur.
When I was at HPU, George W. Bush gave Tan Lam, Trung's dad, Entrepreneur Award for small business because Hawaii has the most small businesses in America per capita.
Yeah.
And he got the award. I remember that year, it was like right when 2002, I was doing a book report on his dad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man, I have so much respect for their family, dude. They started ballet and then the brothers started La Tour Cafe.
Yep.
But then you know how they diversified and they went into like...
They bought that property and so on. Yeah.
They bought the property, right? So being landlords is a big thing and that's a big property.
Yeah.
But they started selling food to the airlines.
Wow. Yeah, they
and then Latour Bakehouse. So many different brands and entities, right, that can make money. I'm like, damn, that's so smart, man.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, very, very impressive.
So Trung, he's no longer in the family business.
Yeah.
He got out. He got out. Yeah. So
I see him once in a while.
Shout out to Trung, man. I have a lot of respect for him, and you should try to get him on here.
But yeah, probably eventually.
Another good friend is Alex and Andrew Lay. I know them
from Pig and the Lady? They're moving to Kaimaki.
They're moving to Kaimaki, and I'm supposed to get them on the pod too. And it's just a lot of, that would be a good conversation right there, because they're really popular.
Food is good, yeah.
Their food is bomb.
Oh, so that's your Vietnamese crew?
Kind of, and we're, contemporaries.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than they are, but right? Like, I resonate with all those kids that came from immigrant families where their parents started some shit and now they're taking over.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love when the kids take over the family business, because there's a lot of trust fund babies right now that they don't want their parents' businesses,
It's too much work.
It's too much work. They fell into money.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I talked about my education. I didn't even talk about my business stuff.
Yeah. So after HBU, what'd you do?
So my wife and I started Bubble Tea Supply in 2001. So we manufacture and import in bubble tea, like raw goods, like tapioca balls, powders, things like that, syrups to make the drinks.
Smart.
So we've been doing that for like 20-something years.
How many boba shops do you support?
I don't even know. My oldest son is kind of running that piece right now.
You supporting local bobas?
We do Hawaii, Guam, Saipan, and mostly we sell in the U.S. mainland. Yeah. Over here it's harder. There's much more competition over here from Asian importers.
You have a warehouse or are you drop shipping?
No, yeah, we have warehousing.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've done that for a kind of long time. And then we got into a lot of community service stuff. We did the original Greater Good Radio, all that podcast, book, TV, the whole thing in 2005 to 2009. And then I have a kind of a media company called Greater Good Inc., where we do, videos, this kind of stuff and other things. But I spend most of my professional time now as an executive coach and executive recruiter. It's not always executives, but it's like senior level people, people making like 120,000 and up kind of. Companies will hire me to do their recruiting for those roles.
Right on. I'll send you my resume.
Yeah. But I do spend a pretty good amount of time on coaching.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to start doing more groups and workshops. I mean, I always talk about it, but I'm actually getting it going now.
How do you know Jeff Zimmerman?
Jeff Zimmerman?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've known him for probably 20 years, though. Probably through friends.
Yeah, I met him through friends. Yeah. And the guy that introduced us, I mean, we're still friends too, but I mean, Jeff kind of was one of those guys that just grew on me.
He speaks really highly of you.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
That's the piece right here, right? He's like, you got to meet Mano, and you guys, I was like, okay.
He said the same thing about you, man. But he's a good energy person. The thing about him is what you'll get from him is the truth, because he's not going to gaslight you, man. He's going to tell it like it is. And he's given me a ton of good advice, personally and professionally.
What's been the number one advice he gave you that's helped you?
It was like my mental health stuff, right? Because I was having like what is that called? Imposter syndrome?
Like they're going to find out that I'm not good enough?
Kinda. Or like, what if they think I'm a fraud? Like I didn't feel like I belonged, or I don't know where that comes from. But when I started like listening to podcasts about how to get away from it, I realized it's just a bunch of shit fabricated in your own head. So just having the feeling like you belong in a winner's circle, because I didn't make it for so long, and it's not like I made it now, but I'm in a better place. Mm-hmm. So I definitely feel like I deserve to be in these conversations now, But again, just having friends like Jeff around saying, don't listen to the bullshit, do this, and those are the kind of friends you need around you, right? Yeah. No one's going to sugarcoat stuff for you or be your yes man and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, feelings mutual with him, and he's been, in what he does, doing signs, and he's delivered quality products to all my buildings, so, yeah.
Yeah, funny, yeah. He's got that sign company now. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot about him just with AdWords.
The AdWords was what I knew him for.
Yeah, so just know people, and then you really get to know them just like this, just sitting down chopping it up, So it all depends on how open you want to be. So, yeah.
So I don't know where your mom went. Like she went out somewhere.
We told her to hush, don't be on the phone. She probably just went outside.
Probably talking Star Stay at
right. She, she still keeps in touch with all her homegirls, and like she's friends with like they're all retired pharmacists, and their husbands were doctors. Maybe some of them weren't, but they outlived all their husbands. There's like 5 widows, so they travel. They travel, go see each other and stuff now. So it's
So what would be your most important memory of your mom?
Bro, there's too many, man, because she's such an amazing woman.
Like if you're gonna forget everything else, and this is it.
She's a good cook, but that's not the main thing. The main thing, and it's not a good thing either, but the main thing, what stands out about my mom is when I kind of became like a teenager, like I used to get the belt, I used to get the wooden spoons, but again, man, I just do stupid shit. She balled her fist one day and just hit me in the arm with it, and I like flexed, and it hurt her hand. She was like, and then she almost started crying. It hurt. She's like, I felt so bad, dude. Even if I'm mad at her, I can't be mad at my mom, dude. Maybe not everyone feels the same way about their mom, but dude.
No, not everyone feels the same way about their moms.
All right, well, the way I feel about my mom is like she's done everything for us, man. So I don't know if I answered your question, but she sacrificed a lot. If I didn't see that growing up, I wouldn't sacrifice, or I wouldn't make the sacrifice.
Your mom was the main one taking care of you, or what?
It was mom and dad, but mom kept food on the table. Dad didn't cook. Dad was a provider though, but he provided the discipline. So that's typical Asian family. Never said I love you. Never. I don't think my mom's ever said it either. So you wouldn't get that out of her today either. I think it was funny. You kind of pressed her, and I see where you're going with it, right? Because you was like, I want to hear this. I want to hear it from me too. I was like,
it was more because what happens is that when they're dead, because she's, you don't know, she's Asian. She could live 100 or whatever. But where's the period where her mind goes? Where she's not really there.
Well,
and so on gone. You know what I mean?
I think to capture that, that's so good. So thanks for inviting me to come on. Now I'm thinking about it. We can go back and watch that, That's super cool. So thanks for asking her to come in.
So a lot of that kind of stuff I just cut out, I just give it to you.
Yeah.
Because that's stuff you can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next for you for your greater good, radio?
The reality is I've just been too chicken to do it, is build an actual community, which is odd because I'm actually pretty good at building community. So to build a community and then do group workshops or kind of like groups to help build connection. Everything, that's what it's built around. Build connection.
I've been watching your content. You have a lot of content.
I have a lot of content. I haven't focused on more.
I think if you got the word out more with social, but you have 6,500 on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're steadily growing still. So I would just keep at it, man.
I think that's, to me, hasn't been the most important thing.
You know what I mean? I hear you.
I'm looking just to have deeper conversations, build connection, and I'm going to move it into an actual community.
Let me know what you need help with. I got some time to get creative right now.
Okay.
I'm in a very creative space.
There's most likely going to be live. It's like in-person community building interactions mostly for the purpose of building connection. Are you familiar with pu'uhonua? Do you know what a pu'uhonua is? You know what the kapu system was here in Hawaii? Are you familiar?
No.
So back in the day before like Kamehameha and so on, the rule of law was like the kapu system, right? This is my rendition. And it's basically, this is the law. And if you break it, you will get killed, right? It could be anything from, not looking at the ali'i to, you can't do these things with the land and so on, trying to keep order, right? Mm-hmm. So there's places called pu'uhonuas, or city of refuge, basically. If you could get there and they would let you in, for the most part, depending on who's ruling at the time, they would respect that this is kind of a safe place, right? You could break a kapu, you could end up there, and you more or less go through like a rehab to an extent. But when you come back out, you're reaccepted into the community, and you now have new kind of like kuleana. You have new responsibility and so on.
And what did these people do before? What did they do?
They broke a kapu. Otherwise, the option is you get killed or you get to a pu'uhonua. It's a safe place just to be and to heal up and recover. So my concept is that where is that now? You know what I mean? Like you need space to be in community, to be with people, to be able to express yourself in an authentic way without having judgment and so on. Where exactly is that now? So I'm going to say without judgment. There's no like good and bad. And so this is a place to kind of heal up. So Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of concepting and putting together, which I've been talking about this for a long time, but I'm actually doing it now, where it will be small groups put together where people come together mainly to experience deeper connection with each other and themselves. And then it would have like different focuses on potentially, like one could be for adults that are caregiving, which is a hard one, right? Some other focuses could potentially be on turning like the inner critic into an inner champion, just building a stronger and more healthy relationship with ourselves and our pain.
Turn the critic into a mentor.
Yeah, or your champion.
Yeah.
That inner critic has a good intention. The intention is to help. It's just the impact is causing a problem.
Hence why, my friend was telling me, be kind to yourself, because it's really like,
Yep.
like I think a lot of people, like, again, myself, just, you can put negative things in your way.
Yeah.
You just had a cultural practitioner on here, like.
You talking about Ramsey?
Yeah, Ramsey told me.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it the other day, and I was showing my wife. I was like, hey, I'm going to go on this podcast next week. She's like, oh, I know Ramsey Tom.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know him, but she's plugged into a lot of the Hawaiian cultural practitioners.
She is a therapist or what?
She's got her PhD in urban planning.
Oh.
So her line of work in this particular contract, it's like more grant writing and project management, right, that oversees. Because I think part of this effort is urban planning, public health, kids on
Yeah, because he does like
kids on the street. That's
like cultural practitioner stuff,
Yeah.
and then he advises on, I think he was doing some kind of housing thing and some other stuff before.
Yeah. A lot of the cultural like that she deals with is rooted in, just teaching the youth
Yeah.
a lot about respect and honoring.
Well, that's kind of the basis too of these groups that I'm talking about, is being respectful of the place.
Are you free on Saturday mornings?
On Saturday mornings?
Yeah.
I mean, depends.
No, because Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings, she'll go and do CrossFit with all of them. So
I
some
don't
of the
do
heavy,
CrossFit, dude. That's too much effort.
some of the heli fitness guys come out there, and but it'd be a good place to meet people if you were open to it. You don't have to be hardcore. There's like a lot of old people there just moving around. So, anyways, invitation's open. So.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Was there anything that we didn't cover that you feel like you wanted to cover?
No, man, it's just, it's nice to meet you. I was just open to whatever you wanted to go over, right? I mean, for me, I've just been an entrepreneur for 10 years doing, condo management. I'm about to, do my next chapter, going to open another business. So I enjoy being an entrepreneur and the benefits of it, So we're going to roll the dice, and I'll launch a new brand soon. So I'll keep everybody posted.
Well, it's not your first rodeo on that.
Not yet.
So I just want to acknowledge you for spending the time with me, bringing your mom. That was nice. I see that, the love you guys have for each other. It's, it's nice.
No, thanks for picking that up. That's a big part of my life, my family. So appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that we have a lot of similar values too,
Yeah.
So talking about your grandparents and stuff. He was a pharmacist?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we should definitely do it again, and I'd like to figure out ways where I can collaborate with you and help you out too,
Okay.
So much respect to the Greater Good Radio.
Yeah,
Is it the Greater Good Radio podcast?
It's just Greater Good Radio.
Greater Good. Right on.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. That was awesome.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.